Why do a lot of YouTubers actually hate YouTube?
It's really easy to get mad at YouTube at this point, right? Look at all this stuff that's happening on the platform.
YouTube is on a massive decline.
The community is just more unhappy with YouTube than ever.
YouTube is very broken.
The system is flawed.
It has not been this bad ever, I don't think.
I think it's at its lowest point that it's ever been.
YouTube is just constantly screwing us over every single time we upload a video.
What were your gripes with YouTube? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'm so mad.
The community is unhappy with YouTube.
YouTube has a YouTube problem.
I'm done with this shit. I'm done with the YouTube's format. I'm done with this YouTube shit that I've had to deal with.
I want nothing to do with this platform. I'm disgusted. I never want another cent from Google.
The state of YouTube is anti-creator.
As the creator, that's incredibly frustrating.
It's frustrating.
I hope this is communicating to you that I'm very frustrated.
My biggest frustrations currently lie with YouTube.
It just feels like YouTube isn't willing to work with creators.
I feel like there's no appreciation from YouTube for its creators.
YouTube doesn't do enough to support their community.
YouTube doesn't want anything but PC content on their platform. You're talking about being your authentic self anymore. You literally can't be that on YouTube anymore.
If I change my channel to abide by what YouTube thinks is fit, I lose the essence of what is me.
Beware, beginning December 10th, your channel could be removed, access revoked, and effectively banned at the sole discretion of YouTube, which of course is owned by Google. A new terms of service was sent out by the video platform just a few days ago, and in it, there's a line that reads, YouTube may terminate your access or your Google account's access to all or part of the service if YouTube believes in its sole discretion that provision of the service to you is no longer commercially viable.
There comes a time when you just have to stand up for what you believe in. Large companies like YouTube are using us to help them make billions while we continue to feed them with free content. Yes, some of us are paid for our content, but a majority of us are only viewed as content slaves. A successful YouTube channel was once a dream, but now it's become a true nightmare and a living hell.
So that sounds kind of sketchy to me.
It's very sketchy.
YouTube gets to be the sole decision maker, or in the words of George W. Bush, the decider,
right,
on whether or not someone's channel can stay up.
Sure.
But
which they've always been.
How do they define, though, commercially viable?
Well, that's what's interesting about this. The terms of service, and by the way, YouTube had sent out an email to content creators previous to this that kind of laid out some of the new terms of service. This was interestingly omitted from that email. It was not included in there. And so now that it's been spotted, it's getting a lot of attention, and YouTube's like, it's not a big deal. It's a very big deal. And the reason it's a big deal is because essentially what YouTube is saying is that if your channel does not make money, we can take it down because we can't advertise on it. Okay, that's the first issue. But the second issue is, and this is what no one else is talking about, is that YouTube has been on a mission essentially for the last couple of years of demonetizing channels, right? They don't outright ban channels, but they demonetize them, essentially saying that the content on your channel is not suitable for advertisers.
Well, when you start YouTube anymore, there's nothing you about it. There's no soul left. There's no backbone left.
Channels are being throttled. Users are being unsubscribed repeatedly without their knowledge from channels they subscribe to.
Users continue commenting that my channel has disappeared from their subscription list.
Not only was my most recent video demonetized, but many people were complaining that it never showed up for them to begin with.
YouTube said to us that demonetized videos do not result in minimized views, which is a total lie. Here's a video of ours that got demonetized. It was getting 2,800 views a minute. The second it got demonetized, it started to reduce right down to 70%. We lost 70% of those viewers as soon as it was demonetized.
YouTube suppresses the ability to search for that video. It gets pushed down lower and lower in search results, and your viewership just plummets whenever something gets demonetized.
This has been happening for a long time, and we're afraid to say it because we know what YouTube can do, what they can do, and what they have done to us.
Well, when you start getting those little flags on your channel that essentially say that your content, and by the way, my channel constantly gets these, that your content is not suitable for advertisers, not because it's violent, not because it's hateful, but because you talk about things that maybe their mainstream advertisers like pharmaceutical companies might not like. Now you're not suitable for advertisers. Well, now they've taken it a step further to say, and this is the way I'm reading this, if your channel is not suitable for advertisers, then we can take it down.
We are seeing the line pushed further and further every day.
A bunch of my videos have been demonetized.
Every single video I have ever uploaded has been demonetized.
They don't want you around.
YouTube's put us in this prison and decides where we can walk and when.
We're a little bit more like caged pigeons.
You can't even acknowledge or talk about something in passing without YouTube's explicit permission.
You have to edit yourself and censor yourself.
We went from being allowed to upload whatever we wanted to being limited to vlogs.
It's time for me to go make some makeup tutorial videos or Jake Paul reaction videos so that YouTube doesn't completely exile me.
It's eye-opening, man. You think you have any control over your channel and you wake up one day and YouTube deletes your biggest video. It's just gone from the internet. Good thing I have catalogs of all this shit on my computer, otherwise my work would just be gone from fucking existence.
A YouTube spokesperson claims essentially that they're just making these tweaks to the TOS. They're not changing the way the platform works or how they collect data or changing any settings.
True.
But this broad language, provides an opportunity, Ben, for them to clamp down on free speech, doesn't it?
Well, it absolutely does. And they're right when they say we're not changing any, access to the site. We're not really changing any of the rules. It basically operates the way it always has. But what they are changing is the expectation. And here's the expectation. When YouTube came along years ago, over a dozen years ago, the early adopters of YouTube were people who would go on there and say, look, I can't create content in order to, put this on broadcast television. That's why it was called YouTube, right? The whole idea was you can create a channel and you can create content.
Everybody
it can be funny, silly, serious, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you can make these channels. What's interesting is since Google has bought it and the kind of the process Google has been in now for some time, not only do they significantly restrict channels, but they also have terms of service that make it increasingly difficult for content creators to create anything at all. So you have these certain channels, right? If you have over 100,000 subscribers to your channel, you can go to YouTube's studios and you can shoot your shows or your podcasts from their studios. But a lot of these new content creators don't have the ability to grow channels the way that they used to. And so the whole thing is gamed specifically for larger channels with large followings who create the kind of content that YouTube likes. They like gaming content, they like makeup tutorials, they like, like fun, silly stuff, anything serious, anything newsworthy, anything that challenges the status quo. YouTube wants it gone.
They like that
contradicting itself with its new show, Wayne. This show breaks every single rule that YouTube gave us. Everything that YouTube told us personally was wrong with our videos is in this show. This show is unrestricted, it's on trending, it has 12 million views, and it breaks every single fucking rule. Because it's Wayne. If it was Raka,
Google doesn't know what to do with YouTube, but it smells major cash from these corporations right now. So it pushes out the people who made YouTube what it is, the content creators. Basically the reason you're here.
They're promoting their own YouTube TV service, so you can get on YouTube and watch the television shows you came on YouTube to initially avoid.
We'll throw our biggest content creator under the bus for Disney. Oh, and we continue to restrict visibility of alternative news media channels while giving the mainstream media a free pass.
Now, back to the same argument that you and I have discussed over and over about Facebook, about YouTube.
That's right.
Is it a publisher or is it something else?
Right. Well, is it a publisher or is it a platform? If it's a platform, then you don't have the right to remove everyone from your platform, right? You are creating the platform. And I think you can make an ethical argument that says, even if you are a platform and someone is creating content that is not commercially viable, the terms of service for YouTube have never been, can you make us money?
Yeah.
Essentially what you're saying as YouTube now is that not only are we the lords of this space, right, but we're essentially creating a tax system, a taxation system, where if you create content that we deem as worthless or not valuable to us, we'll remove you and make room for someone else. Who does it harm for a content creator to be on there and not be able to make money?
Right. What if you're another 5-year-old that's not Ryan,
right,
and is unboxing presents or whatever,
and people don't watch your videos. And what does that cost YouTube? It doesn't cost YouTube anything. So what this really is about, it's not about the people who are unboxing or who don't make money. It's about the next step in the demonetization strategy that says, first we demonetize information that we don't like, and the next thing we'll do is say, you're not commercially viable, so it doesn't sound like they're politically biased, and they remove you for that reason, when in fact, they're actually removing you because corporate overlords are saying to YouTube, we want them gone.
Yeah, it is always a slippery slope, and you and I are always talking about this. I feel like it's never going to end.
Always waving the flag.
I was going, wait a minute, that's not
right.
okay.
Yep.
Like, what if my kid wants to have a channel?
Let him have it.
Just let him have it, YouTube. All right, we'll leave it right there. Ben Swan, appreciate your insights. Thank you.